making. I can understand. I appreciate her attempt to add and subtract and create this formal or friendly entrance in the corner. First of all, I would like to know how is that corner related to the rest of the campus in terms of if she's trying to invite all the students to go through that area, I think it's a great idea. I kind of like that idea. The other thing is, as it was already discussed, and I think Bashijan explained, if you can go to your floor plan, please, first or second floor. Hello? Yeah, there we go. Just
Yeah.
keep it there. Just keep it there. Make it a bit larger.
Okay.
Um, make it larger a little bit. There we go. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. Thanks. I think first of all, this I put a big question mark while she was explaining, and I'm not sure. This is where the trouble starts, and she has to really respond to that. This area, it's a huge area in relation to all these other in terms of the scale. Um, and it's I don't think she thought about it. She called it circulation, but this is massive amount of space for circulation. The building could be cut in half if she's or one third, two third. But regardless, the other thing is that she's making these gestures of cutting the corners of the spaces. I don't know what it is, what causes that, what forces that uh, um, to have these corners like that. It's very strange. Um, I think when she was trying to explain about her project, she was explaining about specific rooms in terms of doors and space, rather than in terms of the bigger picture, and then these spaces in the context of the bigger structure, space. So it's a bit. Let's put it this way: she has the components, but she's not unified the components. And also in the scheme of what she has here, these spaces are really, they need to be revisited. And for instance, the kitchen, between the kitchen and the dining, while she can not have just one direct connection, so the food is brought in or people go in and out of the kitchen rather than going outside. That doesn't make any sense. The other thing is that this kitchen requires, as Bashir John indicated, the service needs to go directly to the outside. There has to be a space. Now, she's completely infatuated with these ideas of these prayer rooms, which are kind of scattered around. With all due respect, I don't know why do you have them in those corners where they could potentially be in the middle of the room? Or in other words, these stairs, we talked about the stairs and elevator. Why couldn't the stairs be in the middle of the space and dividing the space into a much manageable, and then have a central stairs and elevators going up and down? But this space is enormous. It's enormous, and she has to really think about it. I do agree about her thinking of having the building corner cut, which is fine to create an entrance to the space, which is fine, but it's got to be more than this. Because she has three floors, she has an opportunity to take those three floors. And can you, Najim John, can you share that with me so I just did a quick sketch up while she was talking about that project. I like to, yes, thanks. Um, I want to show her what I started doing with the SketchUp. And I think the problem here is that she should be able to start sketching the ideas rather than trying to make the this AutoCAD work for her. Now, it's possible that she could create an amazing entrance, which is much more playful if she does want to do that. Then use that strategy trying to pull it out and push it in as a garden on the roof or the third floor, and then start. But this requires some thinking. I can be more than happy later on to develop this a little bit more and give it to her, and she can start playing. I don't think she should be discouraged from playing with the entrance. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's the idea of the scale and its relationship to the overall concept. The building can be pushed and pulled. You can create, as a matter of fact, you can create amazing, because she has only concentrated on the corner of the building. What happens if she starts pushing and pulling the why it's not working? I'm not sure. Let me
While
see.
you're thinking, maybe John, look into Afghan architecture slash Islamic architecture and modern Hanifa. Go look into it. There are so many elements that you can pull and incorporate into this building. It's amazing. This is like $1 million shot, right? Look into the style of architecture. Sorry, maybe.
I think she has an opportunity, and I
Mhm.
highly encourage her to really look into the SketchUp and develop the form of the building, and also reduce the size of the building because it just doesn't make sense. In Afghanistan, you should really realize we all pretty much experience this. Is the fact of the shade and shadow is really important. It gives the building a personality. Also, carving out spaces like whatever shape is, and create some amazing gardens on the roof. Because Bashijan was explaining about the idea of this notion of gardens. What happens if we do develop some gardens, roof gardens, instead of just having it a one solid form, which makes it a kind of ugly. And because there are existing buildings that in Kabul exist, that whatever you call it, whether it's a modern Afghan version um, um, or Afghan architecture, but there's plenty that she can use. Um, the building form can be changed and moved up and down, and she should really explore that because it is a really an important aspect of her project that she should really start exploring. Otherwise, the building is going to remain as static. You can do all kinds of really amazing things that if you use SketchUp, because it gives you the opportunity. As and you have to explore a little bit more. I think you have an opportunity, but you have to explore a little bit more and reduce the size of the inside, because it's more enormous amount of space on three levels. I can imagine that would be costly, and also more useless spaces that I don't think you want to. Otherwise, it's going to be becoming an empty space. um, I think shade and shadow could potentially be an amazing opportunity for you to start exploring. You can really explore that with. Um, it could be a really manageable little building. Why not? She can. I think she can do it and create outdoor spaces. Those are my comments.